Okay. Charming noise. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you for joining us. This is the show Charming Noise, the podcast that is filled with rage, regret, and Red Bull. And you are listening to your host, Thomas Krofel, Paul Hogue, and Calvin Roach, better known as the Turkish Diplomats. And we are on show number something or other, season 3. We've forgotten, but we've got a classic today. And I got to tell you, this was a groundbreaking film for its time.
It was. I was
What are we talking about? My God, the masterpiece, the crown jewel of monster movies, Mothra.
Mothra. I mean, it came out in about 61, which was 7 years after Godzilla.
Yeah.
Which was the template for all of these movies, because they're all basically the same.
Yeah.
But I was watching Mothra today. It had been several years since I'd seen it, and some of the practical effects with the miniature stuff. There was a scene where Mothra was flying over Tokyo, and the cars blowing around everywhere. And there's a scene on the street where they're actually spinning in a cyclone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow.
I know we're kind of jumping way ahead here. When they get to those scenes where the damage is happening to Tokyo, they copied specific neighborhoods within Tokyo.
Yeah.
Into the signs. That's why you see like a Texaco sign and these individual signs of actual small businesses.
Yeah, like the mobile gas station.
When they go to another city, which we'll talk about later, it doesn't look realistic at all because that city doesn't exist. So,
yeah.
But and this was made in what,
61.
Yeah, when you're looking at it, it's got, the classic Godzilla miniatures with the tanks, the models, all of that stuff like we all grew up on and loved. The animation is mixed in with it. The green screen work was just phenomenal for that time.
Yes.
This was the Star Wars of 61.
It honestly was. I mean, Toho Productions just knocked this right out of the freaking park.
And they did a lot of, what do they call it? Forced
perspective?
Yeah, forced perspective stuff. So certain things seem smaller and certain things would be bigger. And and pulled it off perfectly.
They did. They really did. Because I remember, like I said, the last time I saw this movie, I was probably in college. It came on like TBS or USA Up All Night.
I always remember it because, and we'll talk about them, the twins.
Yeah.
Because that was so creepy. Okay, shall I be the kickoff since I chose this particular?
Since you chose this, tell us what the plot is for this wonderful film.
Okay, so it's as Tom said, it is the basic Japanese monster movie. Although they actually were trying to make this to be more of a family. That's why it's a little bit lighter than the original Godzilla and some
right.
others. So,
well, we should probably note that there were 2 original Godzillas. One of them was in Japanese and did not have Raymond Burr.
That's right.
True.
And then there was the other one with Raymond Burr, which
is, totally.
It's a fantastic film. It's my favorite of the Godzilla films, but it set the stage for what American viewers see. Now, you go back to Gojira, and it's a completely different kind of a mindset on those.
Yeah.
which this movie was actually made. I know I need to get to the plot. It was actually made with the intention because Columbia Pictures actually helped out with funding for this, and
Yes.
and put in on the script so that it could be seen by American audiences because the other movies were popular. Okay, so starts off. We have to get used. There's a country called Rolasica.
Yeah, Rolasica. Yeah.
And Rolasica is basically a combination of Russia and America. It's mostly America, but it's supposed to be like a combination of the two. And
with a heavy Spanish influence.
Yeah.
Architecture.
That's right.
Yeah.
And of course, Rolasica has been doing atomic tests in the South Pacific, so it looks a lot more American already. And so there's a ship that is pretty close to the area, and it runs aground, breaks up right next to this island that was where a lot of the atomic testing was done. And nobody expects anyone to survive this shipwreck, but 4 sailors who were on the island came back, and they don't have radiation sickness, and nobody knows why. So and they're being interviewed, and we meet a lot of the cast in this interview, including the reporter Zenichiro Fukuda, also known as Bulldog, and the photographer Michi. And then we also meet pretty close this after that Dr. Harada and the anthropologist Shinichi. Okay. So, and a lot of times I'm just going to refer to them as the trio, just to
because that's kind of how it works out. Yeah.
Most of the time there are like trio. The trio are the heroes of this, basically, with Michi showing up every once in a while.
Yeah,
you never know. She's the photographer, who then famously at the end forgets to get a picture of Mothra. Which is the whole reason she was even hanging out with him. But
anyway, they all have that classic ending at her expense.
So they decide so the decision's made that Japan and Rolasica will have they're going to go explore this island and see what is happening and why these guys were all right. So they go to the island. So there's a whole expedition to the island, and
which is called Infant Island.
Infant Island, yeah. And which I think in later versions it changed name and then went back to Infant Island.
Yeah,
so they're one of the guys that goes on that who apparently helped fund this is capitalist Clark Nelson. Now, Clark Nelson is basically he's like I'm trying to think, the guy on all the talent shows that no one likes, he's always a judge on there, and he does productions and stuff like that.
No, he has this real greasy aspect to it.
Yeah, that's the guy. So he's on this expedition also, and pretty quickly he's being set up as the bad guy, and you'll find out. So they get to the island, they find this beautiful valley that they don't expect to find, and they go down into the valley, and they're walking around, and then they come upon they see these really interesting looking hieroglyphs on the rock, and they're making copies of them in their books, and they don't know because they've never seen these before. And all these crazy flora, and I think they even said that some of them were funguses or fungi.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden they see and there's a native tribe, and they're kind of running away.
Yeah.
And by the way, the tribal folks, this is the controversy of the movie. It's basically Japanese people in blackface.
Exactly.
It's a little uncomfortable because you're like, no, that's Japanese people in blackface.
That's exactly what it is. Yeah.
So, but there are these 2 women, but they're only 12 inches tall, and they're called the Shobijin, or which is like the small beauties, and sometimes you hear them referred to as the twins or the small beauties. I'll call them the twins sometimes because it's just out of habit. But they're actually in real life. It was a singing group. It was these two sisters, fairly close in age, and they would do harmony and then sing. I forget what do you call it when you sing the same note, unison.
Unison, thank you. Yeah, yeah.
Unison or harmony, and their voices were very close. And anyway, it had a very interesting sound. And so the twins will talk to them, and they're singing this music, and they think they're incredible. And I think they were going to try to capture them, and they're like, "No, we can't capture them. They live on this island." You know.
Well, remember the first time they see them is when the one scientist gets caught he gets lost, separated by the group.
Oh yeah, that's right.
He gets caught in the vampire plant that everyone seems to just casually accept as a thing. Oh, he was caught in a vampire plant. Yes, he was. You know, and so they rescue him.
That's right. They rescue him from the vampire plant.
Yeah.
So anyway, so they
make it clear who them is. It's the twins.
It's
the twins sing the plant to sleep. Basically,
yes, right.
Thank you.
They have amazing powers with their voice, and you find out just how amazing the powers are later on, because apparently they can be heard around the world. So they want their island to be spared from further atomic testing. They let them know that somehow.
Yeah.
And
you missed one thing here, Paul.
Okay.
One of the reasons that they went back to that island, Infant Island, was not just because these guys lived on the island that was highly radiated, but it was supposed to be abandoned. Nobody lived there.
Right.
And the guys that survived said,
that's right. They said that there were people there.
Yeah, the natives gave us magic jelly.
Yeah, magic juice or jelly or something. Yeah.
And they're like, well, we got to get some of this magic juice.
Yeah. So the whole expedition over there was to find the magic juice.
That's right. Because that's why Clark Nelson got involved. That's right.
Yeah.
Okay, so they go over there. They don't get the magic juice, and they all. So they've learned a lot, and they leave. But Clark Nelson is an asshole, and so he decides, I'm going to come get these girls because I can make money with them. Because it's all about starting the next J-pop vocal group.
Yeah.
So he goes with his crew of henchmen, and a couple of the henchmen are with him pretty much for the rest of the movie. And they just gun down natives all over the place. They're just machine gunning people all over the place. And they kidnap the twins, the Shobijin, and then take them with them back to Tokyo. And he creates this show called the Secret Fairy Show and sells out this huge theater. Yeah. And it's dedicated to, they build like an entire music review around these two 12-inch girls that sing.
Yeah.
And so.
Like P.T. Barnum.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they actually come out, it's kind of impressive. They come out and I thought, like Nelson was running the carriage, but apparently the twins can control the carriage.
It seemed that way. Yeah, yeah.
So this carriage comes out of the ceiling and is flying over, and then lands on the stage.
Mm-hmm.
And the guy and then they get out, and then they sing, and they're singing this song, and they're singing Moira, Moira, and they're singing to Mothra.
Yeah.
So it turns out Mothra is this god egg that lives back on Infant Island. And their singing is going over the ocean to Infant Island, and it's waking up the egg.
Yes.
Which, at the same time, the natives are also trying to wake up the egg.
With a go-go dance.
with a go-go dance. And
how else would you do it?
Hot go-go dance. Now, here's the thing that becomes a bit of a problem with this. So they're singing this song to get Mothra to come rescue them in Tokyo.
Yes.
And yet, when they find out Mothra is on the way later on, oh, that's bad.
Yeah.
Well, it's going to be bad for you.
Well, because Mothra's going to destroy Tokyo.
Yeah, because they apologize to our trio of heroes because you're our friends, but you're gonna die.
Mothra's coming to kill you.
Really,
because it makes us sad because you will die when Mothra comes to rescue us.
Are killed because of these goddamn twins. Okay?
And they show no remorse.
And they no remorse whatsoever. I mean, really, they're worse than Hitler, both of them. Okay. All right.
So the whole premise of the film is basically a giant insect is on its way to rescue miniature people.
That's right. 2 miniature people. And it's going to destroy everything in sight to get to. So, and now it's not a moth yet.
Yeah.
It's still a larva.
Yes.
Which it turns out when they were making this movie, the larva was the largest thing that they ever made at Toho Studio.
It was huge.
It was 31 feet long and 7 foot high.
How tall?
31 feet long.
Yeah, long.
Now, they had miniature versions.
Yeah.
It's like smaller versions. So when it's in the water, they had something that was smaller, and it was powered by a motorcycle engine.
Yeah.
But the main thing that you see going through the city is like this 31 foot tall. Well, they use the small one for the miniatures, but for a lot of the shots, it's this gigantic with 8 actors running this thing.
It's the world's biggest inchworm.
So the larva comes across the ocean, and they are now, the folks in Tokyo are now aware, and the government's now aware of how dangerous this is. So they're trying to attack this larva, and they're throwing everything, and they're napalming this thing, and nothing's stopping this. Knocks over a cruise ship, kills everyone on the cruise ship. Why? Because these 2 girls wouldn't shut up. Okay. Because even though the natives help wake it up, they don't know where the girls are. The girls basically send out this musical homing signal, and here come the larvae. Okay, so
I got to throw this in real quick.
Sure.
One of the things that Toho Studio did, and this was like brilliant and early in the movie toy connections of promotion, they released like foot-long battery-operated larvae.
Oh my!
Where you flip a switch on the bottom and it would inch along the floor.
Oh, I want one so.
Oh, I wish I could have one of those so
if
bad.
Oh, find one now, you're going to pay like $300 for it.
I'm sure.
Oh, I believe it. Yeah.
I remember seeing where there used to be the Filmland Monster kits.
Oh
yeah.
You have one? I love those, and they had Mothra, and I didn't know much about Mothra at the time. And then I remember watching the movie in college, and I'm like, oh, I freaking love Mothra.
Yeah, right. I had Dracula, Frankenstein, and the Wolfman out of those kits, and their faces glowed in the dark.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, the trio it talks to they can communicate with the twins because it turns out the twins have this magic telepathy in addition to this death wish on all of humanity. And they're like, oh yeah, it's, by the way, yeah, we really like you guys, but good people are sure to be hurt. That's an actual quote. So
yes.
Now, the newspaper that Bulldog works for, and by the way, Bulldog's boss at the newspaper
Is Mako. Yeah.
and he's one of the greatest actors ever in Japanese film
Yes.
history. He was the star of Ikiru, and he was in a lot of not Toshiro Mifune. Well, he was in Toshiro Mifune movies, but Kurosawa films.
Yes, Kurosawa.
He was one of the samurai in Seven Samurai. He was in a bunch of films. Brilliant actor, and he's stuck being the Jimmy Olsen's boss,
uptight news editor. Yeah.
And so
his primary line, and he repeated it often with a lot of feeling, was, "Did you get the picture?"
So he's holding the Shobijin. There's a kid that is introduced, and it was kind of an unnecessary little plot element, but there's a funny, because anybody who's fat in a Japanese monster movie, they're the funny person.
Yes.
And so there's two, Bulldog and the kid are both kind of fat, so they're the funny people. And the kid is, he's got the baseball cap and the warm-up jersey, and he's trying to rescue this Shobijin from Nelson because he sees them at whatever building they're in.
Yeah, he's like the son of the ethnologist.
Yeah, that's right. And so, and he actually gets hurt by Nelson.
Yes.
Tied up and all this, which we kind of aren't expecting, but
they tied him up and then threw furniture on top of him to hide him.
Yes.
They really messed up. This is supposed to be the part that lightens everything up for the no kidding.
This is where the kid-friendly part comes in. Let's tie him up and bury him under an armoire.
Well, just in case, the mass genocide doesn't So now, so he's still got the Shobijin, and by the way, they're in this box now that's made of this material, which they sort of make this really fast. They find a material that nothing can penetrate, so they make a box, and this way they can't send their telepathic messages to the larva.
Yeah. Now, for anybody who is unfamiliar with what was Pizza Hut in the 1970s, they used to divide the booths from each other with this plastic glass that looked like it had melted or it was tree bark, or it was really hard to describe.
And they made their cups out of the same stuff.
It looked like it was made from peanut brittle.
Yeah. and badly made peanut brittle because there were no peanuts in it. But it could block telepathy, and it could keep your conversation private while you're at Pizza Hut in 1970.
Okay, so now...
And it would keep your glass cool.
So now, and there's a whole subplot where the newspapers accuse Nelson of holding, which he is, and he sets them for libel anyway. And then the Rolicicans, which basically defend Nelson's property rights. It's a little dig to America there.
He's exploiting the fuck out of these little tiny people.
Yeah, exactly.
And his whole nation backs him up at first.
So now Mothra gets to Tokyo. And this is one of the best scenes in the movie because they create, like I said, they created whole neighborhoods within Tokyo and destroy it with this larva. And they've got Japanese Defense Forces are throwing everything, flamethrowers, and they've got tanks lined up and mortarmen and all these other, and they're blasting this thing with everything, and it's not even, it does no good. And the larva crawls to Tokyo Tower, the actual Tokyo Tower. Well, not the real Tokyo Tower, but it's Tokyo. and it's basically the size of Tokyo Tower. That's how and he's crawling up the side, and then the Americans, the Rolicicans show up with these new, what do they call them? Atomic ray
Atomic heat guns.
Atomic heat guns. And they're blasting these atomic heat guns at the larva, and it seems to be doing something. And the larva starts to burn. And they think they've defeated the larva, and everyone's cheering, "Yay, we've defeated the larva."
Meanwhile, the larva is spewing out magic juice.
Right. But it's not good magic juice if you're in a helicopter, because a helicopter gets hit by this stuff and it just crashes immediately.
Yeah, then it makes the, Mothra is spinning a cocoon. So, it's in the cocoon, and that's when they're shooting it with the heat rays.
It makes this giant cocoon. It's already like torn off half, or does it tear the tower in half?
It tore it in half.
Yeah, it pulled half the tower down. Yeah,
that's right. And so you have this giant, like, it's this weird 2-ball kind of cocoon, and they're like, "Well, it's got a cocoon now. I guess we can't do anything." They don't try shooting at it anymore. Like, no, everyone's just like, "Well, it's a cocoon. You can't shoot a cocoon."
It does catch fire, because I was watching that thing. So there's like this long, sort of tube-like thing, and it's up against this metal framework, and it's in flames, and it's like the Hindenburg. And I'm sitting here at the house by myself, just me and the dog and the cats. And I went, "Oh, the monstrosity!" and laughed at my own joke for 10 minutes.
So they can't destroy this thing.
Right.
And it's starting to morph it out of the cocoon. It's starting to burst out of the cocoon.
Turns out their atomic heat gun accelerated the transformation from Chrysalis to Mothra.
Mothra.
Okay, so in the meantime, Nelson he's being pursued by everybody, including our hero trio, and hero trio plus photographer, and he's still got the Shobi-gen, and everyone's chasing him, but he basically escapes Tokyo with a couple of his henchmen, and they fly to New Kirk City.
New Kirk City, which, before, when he was escaping, like, they didn't shut down the friggin' airport.
Yeah.
They did that on the last plane out.
Which, there's a lot of things that they kind of run by sort of quickly.
Yeah, true.
The fact that, the way, and well, I'll get to that in a second. So,
well, he's the bad guy. He's got evil henchmen. Of course, he has a backup plan for escape.
That's right. So they get to the airport, they sneak through, and he's real suspicious of everyone at the airport. But basically, he's got the Shobi-gen in this crappy leatherette suitcase, and they manage to fly to New York. And
New Kirk.
In the meantime, Mothra, the fully realized Mothra, is coming out of the cocoon, and now Mothra is starting to fly, and Mothra's wing flaps are destroying Tokyo all over again. Anything that wasn't destroyed before, no worries. I'm going to send tornadoes down through my wings. The wind is blowing tanks and jeeps and absolutely shredding buildings. It's
I loved the shot where the bus came through the storefront.
Yeah.
And it's just absolute destruction, but it's leaving Tokyo, at least.
Yes.
And they're kind of relieved, but they're like, "Why is it going east?" And they immediately say, "It's headed right for New Kirk City." It's like, well, wait a minute. How can you tell? We just kind of go past that. So Nelson gets to this house in somewhere in New York City. It's the nicest house in New York City.
And it's New Kirk City.
New Kirk City. And they don't know where he is, and his henchmen are just laughing their ass off.
But the first thing you hear when they open the door at his farm are cows, and it's because we'll be safe here at my farm. And they make this joke about, oh, are you going to retire and be a farmer? Moo in the background.
Yeah, it's like Connecticut or something. Maybe.
Yeah,
they're not real clear on that.
What he gets out like what looks like this expensive bottle of bourbon, and they're going to toast to their success because they got away with it.
Laughing their ass off,
and they laugh for a solid 4 minutes. It's just like that. I was like, what?
I mean, yeah, for a good solid minute or so, and then. So they're looking. Okay, so he's there. Now Mothra in her imago form, as they call it. It's the fully realized form.
Yeah.
She's looking for, and she's sensing the girls, the twins,
who on this journey to Newkirk City have been kept in, of all things, a suitcase.
Right.
Zipped up in a leather suitcase.
And but they weren't in the box in the suitcase, right?
Right.
They were just in the suitcase.
And it's funny because at some point they open the suitcase and they're standing upright, no problem. They didn't get knocked around or anything. I'm thinking he must have checked the twins.
You know? You see them carrying that suitcase through the mob, and it's like the American Tourister commercial with the gorilla.
No wonder the twins wanted Tokyo to burn.
So now he turns on the radio. He's got this one little transistor radio in this mansion. That's the only communication. And because last he's heard, Tokyo's all fucked up, and they think they've escaped. But no,
and Mothra is dead because of the atomic
Newkirk City.
Yeah.
Mothra's headed for Newkirk City. He gets mad and smashes the radio, and the two guys are like, "Well, fuck, man, you didn't need to do that."
That was a good radio.
Hey, man, that was my fucking radio, asshole.
That's fine, Jeff.
Now we got to go get another one.
So they decide they've got to escape the city, and so he's trying to get. But now everybody in the world knows Nelson is a bad guy, and they have enough like American-looking people now that they're shooting this scene in Newkirk City, and in the meantime, Mothra is now destroying Newkirk City, and you get this update: thousands are dead in Newkirk City, and then you see the moth is destroying Newkirk City, and so they're trying to get away, and the civilians recognize him, and he has to escape they have to escape the car. And like he shoots a soldier in the face or something like that, and then
just openly murders an officer,
and who's wearing a uniform 6 sizes too big for him. and there's a shootout, and Nelson's killed in the shootout.
Yeah.
So about that time, the trio gets there, and Chujo takes the shoji bin. They've got just a short amount of time. If they don't hurry up, Mothra's going to completely wipe out Newkirk City. So he comes up with this brilliant idea because he sees like the sun silhouetting across, and he gets this idea that, oh, wait, if they like sounds, maybe if we ring all the church bells in the entire city at once, Mothra will just stop and then fly to something. And so
from somewhere,
he's got this notebook, right? And he turns to this guy who, all you know is he's Caucasian.
Yeah.
And he points out, he says, "Hey, can you make this? It's got to look exactly like this." And it's this figure that he took off the hieroglyphics at the cave on Infinite Island. He says, "Yes, absolutely." And that's all the instruction the guy needs to understand that he's got to get these giant airport painting equipment from our buddy Gerald and start painting this symbol. It's not LaGuardia because it's Newkirk City, so it's LaFardia. Okay, LaFardia.
We'll tell you all the Gerald story some other time.
Yeah. I knew I was going to do that. Hey, you know those numbers at Jonesboro Airport? That's me.
So they create this giant symbol on the tarmac.
Yeah. And it's basically like a cross with some waves coming out from it.
Rays of light or something.
Bells begin to ring, and it calms down Mothra. Because that's really what Mothra's just been having too much coffee. And so Mothra flies to where the symbol is painted on the runway and lands on the runway. And Chujo takes the trio and Michu go out to, and they it's actually kind of impressive because here's this giant ass moth on this airport. Little people are running out away.
The blue screen work was
phenomenal.
It was phenomenal.
I'm like, it's fake. It's fake.
Yeah.
Plotted down in your, but it looks so good.
It did. It really, honest to gosh, did.
And they go out and they put the twins down, and
Mothra eats them, basically. They walk into Mothra's mouth and Mothra eats them.
Well,
carries them safely.
They find a comfortable, there's like 2 bench seats,
Yeah.
Mothra's mouth. Anyway, so and they say we will see you again, my friends, and Bulldog's like, yeah, you guys ought to come back sometime. Yeah, we'll see what we can do.
Paul, man,
Shoji Ben get into Mothra's mouth, and it flies back to Infant Island.
Yeah. And then Michi suddenly, who's the ace photographer, oh no, I forgot to take pictures, and they all have a big laugh at her expense.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, and there was,
and
they were ringing all the bells, and they had
he's in midair,
they were showing all these bells ringing, and it was in color, of course, but it reminded me of the scene from It's a Wonderful Life.
Yeah,
and like. Every time a bell rings, a kaiju gets its wings.
So, it wasn't a lot in the movie, really.
If
you are bored by this movie, there is something wrong with you.
It is so campy and so dated looking. But they put a lot of love into the effects. You could tell by the way it came out.
Bulldog gets into a fight and beats the shit out of 4 people.
Bulldog does like this Daredevil shit and beats 4 guys half to death.
He's doing judo and he's flipping people around. Leaves 4 people near dead at the bottom of the stairs, including Nelson. I think was one of the people he beat up.
Whoever was doing Nelson's voiceover when he was talking to the crowd in the first scene with the twins and he's announcing them, I closed my eyes and I'm like, did they hire Bela Lugosi to do the voiceover?
So this has been pointed out. So here's the deal. The actor that played him is named Jerry Ito.
Okay.
Ito was actually a Japanese American actor who did not speak Japanese.
Oh.
Is learning Japanese when the movie starts. So the reason everything sounds so weird, apparently it sounds even weirder when he speaks Japanese.
Oh, yeah, I bet.
Because it's clear he does not speak Japanese.
Damn deska, y'all.
Like basically, yeah. It turns out he's from Clay County. Yeah. Sure.
Clay County? Yeah, anyway, we got less than a minute. Paul, you recommended this movie already.
Oh, hell yeah. 50 million times over. One of the best monster movies ever made.
I mean, it's set the template for everything Toho did for the next 178 years.
Yeah, it's amazing.
It is. I love this movie so bad.
And there's like 20 sequels to this thing out there.
And then he fights Godzilla, or she fights Godzilla a couple of times.
And Rodan and Ghidorah and all that.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so we are the Turkish Diplomats. You're listening to Charming Noise. You know where to hear us talk about bad movies. Just join us.
Tell your mom, tell your pa.
Join our community on Facebook. Do all the like.
You know, sometimes I'm thinking they're doing that on purpose. Oh well. Anyway, join us for the next episode of the Turkish Diplomats present Charming Noise.